All right, here we are at a little bit more of a technical hands-on sort of training. So you've probably created a lot of life visions before for your life, but none as dynamically powerful as the one you're going to create with this lesson. Ultimately, the idea here is that if you can achieve the perfect average day and then make that average day consistent, that is a recipe for integrative flourishing. It's not always easy to know how to articulate that perfect day, though. And that's what this lesson and ChatGPT is going to help you do in a way you've never done before. It's found that people who write down their life visions actually are more likely to realize them. So you're going to start with writing a vision of your future. And then I'm going to show you how to use ChatGPT to connect that vision more fully with your heart. You're going to train ChatGPT to understand your insight, and then it's going to help you fill in the gaps. And then you can go back later and you can play with this. It's really essential that you have this insight, this vision down, because that's going to help you keep that target energetically alive in your heart and in your perception, so you can start to notice it in your everyday life as it shows up. The Buddha says, what you think, you become. What you feel, you attract. And what you imagine, you create. So this in-class demo is just meant to help you understand the process, and afterwards you can take that learning and really take your time and go through it again on your own. So step one is to activate your intuitive insight. You have to reflect on your virtues and values. Identify what your core virtues are. Start by just feeling into what truly matters to you. Write down 3 to 5 core virtues: humility, autonomy, neutrality, peace, devotion, inquiry, wisdom, action, etc. Close your eyes, maybe put on a little music if you can, a little meditative music. Notice your breath, and just imagine your life 3 years from now. Consider where you live, what you do, who you're with, and how you feel. At the end of this lesson, I'm going to give you a resource. If you're really struggling to figure out your virtues, your values, I'll give you a resource that will help you identify your top 5. Next, what you need to do is pen and paper is a good way to do it, but also just in a Word doc or a Google Doc, you're going to try to describe your perfect day. Write down what that perfect day looks like from morning to night. Focus on all aspects of your life, your personal, professional, health, relationships, and leisure. Detail how you spend your time, who you're with, and how you feel throughout the day. Next, what you're going to do is you're going to open ChatGPT. You're going to copy this prompt and paste it into the prompt window. The prompt says, you are an expert in refining life visions. I'm creating a vision for the way I prefer an average ordinary day to feel. Before you begin, tell me what you know about how to write a highly effective life vision. What this does when you're asking it this question, it's just getting ChatGPT on the same page as you. It's going to give you some response, and that response that I get is going to look a little bit different from what you get. So let's just give this a shot right now. I'm going to copy that. I'm going to come into a new conversation, and I'm going to paste that in here. So it's saying clarity and specificity. Incorporate all aspects of your life. Use positive and present tense. Have an emotional connection. Alignment with core values. Flexibility. Actionable steps. Visualization. Review and revise. Again, your response is going to look a little bit different than my response, but generally, I say that's a pretty good. But generally, I agree with most of these things. For the purpose of our exercise, I'm not sure actionable steps is going to fit in at this point for this exercise, but later on I would want to come back and make an actionable step. For now, I'm just going to keep going with this. So let's see what the next step is. If necessary, you can provide feedback on its response to make sure it aligns with your perspectives, needs, and expectations. So if I wanted to, I could come in here and say, I don't really want actionable steps, but I'm going to leave that for now. After ChatGPT responds, provide an example. I'm going to say beautiful. Now, I like to put in words of encouragement in my prompts. That word beautiful is context. It signals to the language model the type of person I am, the types of words I use, how I show up in a conversation, and all of that context is going to influence how it responds to the prompts that I provided. So if I'm wanting really beautiful, supportive, heart-centered responses, I want to make sure that I'm communicating with it in that way when I'm doing intuitive prompt design anyway. If I'm asking it to give me a recipe for chili, I may not have to be so flowery and so heart-centered in my language. So it depends on the reason I'm using it. In this case, I'm wanting to create a heart-centered life vision for myself, and so I'm using very heart-centered language in my prompts. So I'm going to say beautiful. I'm now going to upload a sample life vision, analyze this life vision, and explain what makes it effective. So I'm just going to paste this in here. But before I hit enter, I have given you, if you scroll all the way down, you see I gave you a life vision sample document. You can click that. It will download it into your file manager. When you come over to ChatGPT, you click the little attach file, the little paperclip icon, and I say upload from computer. And I grab that life vision sample and I say okay, and now it brings that document in. If I had my file manager open, I could also just find it, drag it, and drop it in. Either way, whatever way you like will work. So here I have my sample, and I'm asking it to analyze it to explain what makes it effective. Clarity and specificity, alignment with core values, emotional connection, incorporation of multiple aspects, visualization, actionable steps. It's not only detailed and aspirational, but also incorporates essential psychological and practical elements that can drive real changes and fulfillment. Just so that you can see that, here is what the actual sample is that I just shared with you. So I identified what my core virtues were, and I did a draft of my perfect day. In my morning, I wake up, I do these things. By mid-morning, I'm in my home office. At noon, I prepare a light lunch, yada yada. In the evening, I spend time with family. 6 o'clock, I have dinner. And this is not mine because I don't have a partner. ChatGPT created this for me. And then at night, taking a leisurely walk in under the stars by 9 p.m., relaxing with a bath. Yes, this was a sample life vision that ChatGPT generated for this purpose. So now let's see what the next step is. We had our initial prompt. After it responded, we uploaded a sample for it to analyze. Ask it to be critical. Thank you. Do you have any suggestions about how it could be made even more effective? So just try to follow the line of thinking here. Tell me what you know about life vision. Here's a sample. Tell me what's great about it. And now I'm saying, do you have any suggestions for how it can be better? Let's paste that in here. all of this information now is context. The more context it has about the thing that you're wanting help with, the more helpful it's going to be. If I don't like any of these things that it's sharing, I can say, I don't like these ones, I do like those ones. All of that information is context, just like having a conversation with a wise friend. This prompt is sort of letting ChatGPT know that you're not just looking for a generic response. You want it really to do its best work. Do you remember that chart that I showed you where if the generation effort is low, the output is going to be suboptimal? The more context you can give it, just by having an open conversation in whatever way feels best for you, is going to result in much better outputs at the end. So if necessary, provide feedback to make sure it aligns with your perspectives, needs, and expectations. And now you can say, here's a draft of my life vision, which is a work in process. Based on what you know about highly effective life visions, please advise how I can improve my life vision. So there's that. So this was a life vision I had created in 2023 when I was first going through this exercise myself. I don't know how relevant it is, but it's good for today's purposes. 3 short years ago, I set out on a quest to partner with leaders devoted to accelerating and stabilizing an evolutionary shift in the human species. Yada, yada, yada. I sleep well at night knowing my days are filled with creative, inspired activities. I've built a transformational process that has reliably and compassionately awakened 1 million people from complete identification with form. As they implement this process in their lives, self-created suffering has come to an end and mass-created suffering is following suit. I experience awe and wonder at what is now being created in this world and how personal lifestyles have transformed now that we live in a world that is rich with inspired, humble, compassionate, responsible, enlightened leaders. Now, this is not satisfying the task of what does my perfect day look like, but it's actually good that it doesn't follow the correct formula, and you'll see why. So I'm just going to go ahead and hit enter. So it just jumps in and says it's inspiring and reflects a deep commitment to transformative change. Here are some suggestions to enhance its effectiveness and impact. So this is why it's useful. We've talked about what makes a good life vision, and it knows that I'm trying to craft a perfect day that I can implement consistently. And it's calling me out to say, well, this life vision doesn't satisfy that criteria. You want to quantify some milestones. You want to have personal and professional balance. So it's giving me all sorts of ways that I can improve this life vision, right? Because it didn't really follow the task, and that's okay. It was a very heart-centered vision. It just didn't satisfy the task. So let's see what the next step is. Step 4. The next prompt is, please now help me improve my life vision. For now, don't change any of my original language, only correct the grammar to make things in present tense. Please add any new ideas and mark them in italics so that I can easily read them. Let's go ahead and see what it does. It's a bit of an experiment here. So you can see it sort of kept basically my same vision, but it added a little bit of extra here in italics. I actively engage in daily practices to foster my physical, emotional, and intellectual health, growth, ensuring that I remain energized and focused. Each morning I dedicate time to meditation. Throughout the day I connect to diverse communities and individuals. I commit to regular evaluations of progress, adapting our strategies to meet emerging challenges and opportunities. So that's kind of cool, right? It did add some of the things that I was missing that we both agreed should go into a optimal life vision. So the next step here is to iterate, and this is actually the most important part. Treat this as a conversation. Tell ChatGPT what you liked about it, what you didn't like about it, ask for more guidance, keep going, keep iterating until you feel like you're in a good spot. And then the last one, if you want, you can try to organize your life vision here. So I can say, copy this, paste it, and say, using what you know about my voice, tone, and style, create a new draft of my life vision. Organize it so it has a compelling story arc. Mark the separate sections creatively. Let's see what it does. Growth and transformation, health and harmony, abundance and sustainability, reflection and evolution. Love it. And so you see how I've taken this one short little paragraph that was meh. It was good, it was from my heart, but now it's transformed it into something that I can read it every morning and I can get really inspired by it. And let's see what other steps I have. All right, yes, so step 6, daily review. Read your life vision daily to keep the insights energetically alive. Revisit and revise the life vision periodically to ensure it evolves with your inspirations and aspirations. Ask ChatGPT questions like, what are some actionable steps I can take to achieve this life vision? Let's go ahead and do that. See what comes up. Develop a structured program. Hey, that's what I'm doing right now. Regular meditation and self-reflection. Build networks. Again, that's what I'm doing now. Community engagement initiatives. Check. Monitor and evaluate impact. Publish and share success stories. Health routines. Professional wellness support. Financial planning. Resource management. Regular reviews and continuing education. I'm in pretty good shape for that. Step 7, share it in the community and ask for feedback. Step 8, stay committed and celebrate the milestones and keep my life vision alive by consistently working towards my inspirations and adjusting my life vision as needed. So I know that was a lot, but it's hopefully a fun little task for you to do. And if you get stuck along the way, raise your hand, message me in the community, post a request in the course, and somebody's going to jump in and help. So thanks so much. I will see you in the next one.